morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It is Monday, March 22nd, 2021, episode number 650 of Hard Factor.
Oh, hey-o.
Another milestone reached.
A little milestone,
yeah. It's Will, Mark, and Wes today, and Pat's off because Kate and Pat's baby boy was born on Friday. So Beeve's off this week in his first week of fatherhood. Oh, there he is for youtube.com/Hard Factor News.
What a beautiful
Beeve and
Beaver.
baby Beaver. Yeah,
that is very cute.
His son Puma Excellence Cassidy is healthy. So is Mama Kate Barstool. So big ups to both of them.
Happy for them. Big win for the Heart Hive. That's another baby. That's good.
Yes,
everyone's happy. Everyone's healthy.
Yes.
Good looking kid.
Absolutely.
Once again, proof positive that Hard Factor guys will knock you up if you give us the chance. So watch out, everybody.
It's like a kissing booth except for sperm. It's like a sperming booth. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, what we got today is the Daily Buzz and then a bunch of the other funniest stories of the day. So let's get going, gents, with the Daily Buzz. It's Monday, so that means multiple days of trending for our proprietary algorithm to track the top trends. We're talking millions of eyeballs to make this list. That's a lot. It's a whole weekend. So.
This is a big thing for you now. You're always constantly monitoring the trending things. This is your thing, Will.
I brought it on myself. I mean, I suggested it one day and it's caught steam. So we're going.
Can we get a nickname for you, like Joey Trends, like some sort of cool like trending nickname for you, like your character?
Yeah, I mean, Joey Trends really wouldn't work for me, but
no. Well, Willie Trends.
Yeah, I mean, maybe so. maybe Willie Trends.
I'm glad it's not me.
Yeah, you don't want to be checking this out. I mean, it is. It's already mind numbing.
The queen beef.
The queen beef.
Bubba.
Interesting, Bubba's out there.
It's like the queen bee. It's the Daily Buzz. It's like the queen bee. You're a thick guy. Queen beef. Come on, people got that. There's smart guys out there that got that. There's smart guys out there.
Yeah, really high people.
All right, it's the Daily Buzz. 3 days of trending, so you got to have tons of views to get on this list. Starting it off at number 10, a pair of business COVID-related headlines. Wayne Kent Taylor, the CEO of Texas Roadhouse and founder, also he died of suicide at age 65 related to COVID complications. So,
jeez,
dude, he had it's like tendinitis or something like that. The ringing in his ears just drove him to the point where he wanted to kill himself.
That's terrible.
Scary as fuck.
Yeah, super scary.
The doctors couldn't get the ringing out of his ears.
Yeah. Not good. Also, COVID-related AstraZeneca, they had a death in the executive board, a mysterious death. I think it was just old age, but in the midst of everybody canceling it's huge international drama. All the countries that are
a lot of Italy and Paris, a lot of European people are shutting down again. Can we get a picture of him back up again? I'm not trying to make fun of the guy. R.I.P. He's the CEO of an awesome place, but he looks like the CEO of Texas Roadhouse, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The founder, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy you'd think did it.
Yeah, he does. He really fits the bill.
Yeah.
Number 9, Spencer Lee video, and there was a reaction to it. Basically, this is the guy who won his 3rd national championship at Iowa wrestling on torn ACL, and he did that post win interview, and it was like really inspiring. And related to that, Stanford wrestling, also a really cool story. It didn't trend, but it's worth looking up how they are funding their own team, and they're trying to not get canceled by the school, even though they had a national champion. Like, he wore all black. He won the national championship, but Stanford wrestling, nice work, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Worth looking up.
We need to have Stanford wrestling. They're raising the money. People are supporting it. That program needs to stick around. Speaking of colleges having a tough time during COVID, another listener from Delaware reached out and said like all of his buddies and people at the school are getting like sent to the review board because they're like gathering with more than 6 people without a mask and stuff like that. And it's just they're getting like suspended and like kicked out of school and stuff like that.
Give it a rest.
Give it a rest. Like, these are college kids. Like, don't throw kids out of school, like just give them just shut down the parties if you need to, but like don't throw kids out of school.
Cool at Stanford
and Delaware
and Delaware
colleges. Yeah.
Cool at colleges, fools in schools. Number 8, LeBron sprained his ankle Saturday night against the Hawks. He's out indefinitely. Big trend Saturday night. Number 7, an up-and-coming trend as of the time of taping, Jason Miller, Trump's senior advisor, announced that Trump will be making his own social media platform, and he'll be exclusively on there in 2 to 3 months is the estimate.
We've been calling for this to happen for a long time. Like, when is this going to happen?
We knew this was going to happen.
You guys downloading Trumper?
Well,
100%.
I mean, we're gonna have to create characters at like troll accounts as well, like just like to have fun and just be a part of that. Yeah, of course. Instead of retweets, it's gonna be like winnings. This post had 3,000 winnings.
It's like eagles instead of likes.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be thumbs down. You can definitely insult people with like a thumbs down or like a loser button. Like, yeah.
I hope the app icon is just like his hair. It's just his hair on a red background. Number 6, international footy news. I mean, it's as deep as I'm going to go. Also, WWE. Sorry. If you're looking for that.
Fastlane. They had a pay-per-view Sunday night.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, that's it. Okay. Number 5, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's the new series available on Disney Plus. Anybody watch that?
I did. I thought it was a movie, and then it was just a TV show, so I don't care anymore. I was disappointed.
Just TV.
That's the one, Captain America, right?
Yeah, but like his buddies.
Handoff after Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
It was okay. It was okay. But I thought it was a movie, and then I'm stupid, and it was a TV show, so I let myself down with my stupidity.
WandaVision style, right?
Yeah.
Number 4, Rick Moranis was trending. Not the real Rick Moranis, but the FBI is looking for a Capitol rioter who looks like Rick Moranis' character, Darth Helmet in Spaceballs. So
that guy, go back to the picture of the guy they're actually looking for. That looks like a relative of Rick Moranis. I mean, at least ask Rick Moranis if he knows this guy.
Right.
Yeah, it really does. He looks like he's asking where the keymaster is at, or he's the keymaster. Where's Gozer?
Yeah, if you smoke him, if you got him.
Number 3, Game Grumps. YouTubers, gamers who are accused of getting with minor fans, like sexually. I don't know. There's some defenders, of course, saying that they didn't actually sleep with the fans until the fans were of age. Don't know a ton more, but
classic defense.
They waited out. Jesus.
Yeah,
they met him when they were underage, and then that's what the defenders say.
They got a promise ring and then waited till the 18th birthday. That always happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a calendar.
Yeah. No, they banged the first day they met.
Game Grumps. I don't know much more. Well, allegedly. Yep. Number 2, and this one was trending all day Friday, Saturday, and dominating YouTube all weekend. Biden falling. I'm sure that everybody has seen the original clip a bunch of times. President Biden fell on the way up the stairs to Air Force One. But Bubba, please roll the Mario Kart remix. If you could.
I've never seen that.
I love that one.
That's good. We've been playing a lot. We've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. That's really good.
It is good. That was Mario dropping bananas at Biden, because 3 bananas. It's perfect because you get 3 bananas, and then Biden fell 3 times. It took him down to his knees. The White House press secretary said there was a wind that played into the fall there.
Right.
Bubba, I think we also have other exclusive footage of Trump going up some stairs. It was a clapback video, something you got here.
Yeah.
Trump's head on Rocky.
Running up the Philadelphia Art Museum stairs. Yeah.
I saw the. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I saw the video that the other funny video that I saw, which is Trump with the golf balls,
the driver,
and they're saying it's like a threat, like people all the blue
that was
check marks
ridiculous.
Are saying it's like,
video.
Yeah, Donald Trump Jr. is like threatening to kill the president. It's hilarious.
I like the one of Stefan. They put Steph Curry above him doing a crossover, and he crossed him. He broke his ankles and he fell down. He was on the stairs doing a crossover. I mean, the guy fell pretty hard.
The wind took him down, and it looked like he may lay down. It was bad.
I can't believe they didn't do the bag raiders clip, like the do when the person's like floating through space, or like floating when they fall, like that classic thing.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, but I'm sure it's out there.
A lot of people too saying like, hey, Pence fell, which he did. You can watch that video. It's out there, but Pence handled the recovery a lot better. Also, Gerald Ford, we released that video.
He took a tumble.
That was in the rain too.
Ford went down hard.
I was down the stairs in the rain.
Yeah,
a little bit more of an excuse. This one was pretty bad. If you hadn't seen the original Biden clip, Just Google it. It's like the #1 video. Of
I used to fall in high school going upstairs, up the stairs at least once a week.
Because you don't lift your feet enough?
Right. I don't know what it was.
You're not. Your knees aren't getting the elevation.
You don't understand that there's stairs instead of like a ramp?
It was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody feels for him. It was rough. You don't want to be the president. You don't want to be any public figure and get knocked down by the wind on the way up to the. It was pretty rough. Also, shout out to Phil Wan for that Mario remix. And the #1 trend of the weekend, fellas, it's obvious. You know what it is. The NCAA tournament.
Oh, well, yeah.
The entire tournament. Friday, Oral Roberts was trending #1 along with Syracuse and Illinois. Everybody was thinking both of them were hot shit at the time. Illinois kind of fell off. Saturday, VCU getting COVID canceled out was like #1. Rick Pitino wants to keep coaching. Texas blew it in the highlights of that game were the #1 on YouTube as well. Gonzaga looked amazing. Sunday, Loyola and Sister Jean and Farva, the guy that looks like Farva, they did it again.
Yeah.
That guy was Cartwig, I think his name is.
That guy was a starter his freshman year 4 years ago. He's been around for fucking ever, this guy.
Yeah. And he's just got fast hands and a killer mustache. And he's
good.
He's in everybody's head with that look too.
You think? Yeah. Once he steals it from you once he picks your pocket once, it's going to happen again and again from that guy. He's in your head. Yeah.
He's like Wario out there.
He does look like Wario.
Causing havoc on the court. Syracuse again, because the zone is just killing people. Zone D. More while we record, I'm sure. And looking into the future, hopefully on Monday, we'll see a little Go Tigers trend in there too.
Yeah,
I got the Tigers upsetting Michigan. That would be good for me.
We'll see. It's a big game today. Big game today. YouTube.com/HardFactor News. Tiger B-ball jersey.
There it is from the Queen Beef himself.
It might catch now.
Yeah, we'll see. Bubba's names always catch on.
The Queen Beef.
Queen Beef himself.
When he flashed up there, I thought it said Queef. I was like, what is this?
It is. It's eerily similar to Queef.
Yeah, the Queef Beef.
My tournament's fucking over. I had Texas winning the whole thing, so I'm scared.
Ooh, yeah. And Wisconsin going far too.
I had Wisconsin going to the championship game.
Yep. Both your championship teams are out.
No,
yeah, not so good for me.
Why don't you talk about people having a good time? Wes?
Your bracket's busted.
Yeah. Let's move it over to exactly. My people having a little bit too good a time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it to Miami. They have issued a state of emergency, and I know what you're thinking. Oh crap! The COVID numbers must be spiking. Fuck me. We're headed for another lockdown. Fauci was right. The liberals were right. Masks forever. Fuck. While those statements could prove true after what is happening in Miami, COVID is not the reason for the state of emergency. It's actually much worse. And Will, if you hadn't already, scratched off Miami as a list of places that you will allow your daughter to go for spring break, you probably should now. It is. Yeah. You guys seen any of the videos coming out of there?
I mean, there's fights. I saw there's lots of fights, right? And then there's the guy with the big flag, and he's like making it rain. He looks like the Joker.
Yeah.
It looks like drunk college kids are trying to take over, like a revolution. Like they're trying to take Miami over, for good.
Here's a video of, and apparently what's also happening is it happens every spring break, I guess, people running out on their checks. They go to these nice restaurants down in South Beach and they rack up like $2,000 bills, and then they just fucking take off. Bubba's playing one on YouTube.
Restaurants didn't do anything to you.
No, restaurants didn't do anything. Bubba, you can just scrap that one. Play the first one, the CNN clip, Bubba, if you would, just to kind of get a. You got it there.
Stunning pictures out of spring break in South Florida, where the city of Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency. And what you're hearing there is people fleeing from pepper balls being fired into the crowd. The mayor calling the situation overnight overwhelming for local police, and the neighboring police departments brought in to help. At least a dozen people were arrested last night after multiple attempts to disperse the crowds. The situation growing so dire, city officials are holding an emergency meeting this hour. An increase in travel to Florida and across the U.S., in fact, has health officials concerned. The TSA saying more than 1 million people passed through U.S. airports for the 10th straight day on Saturday, and it comes at a time when the CDC is still recommending Americans avoid travel.
So yeah, spring break is here.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is like because of the lockdown, too many people
Of course.
letting loose too much all together at the same time. Too many of them.
Yep.
It's like,
I mean, it's the same shit that happened last summer. There was like a slight lift in it, and people were like there was that lady who just died walking off like into an alligator's mouth.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people they've gotten used to like living at home and not like being around other people.
Right. But Miami in particular, I read Miami has become like this horrible spot for spring break explosions since 2019. So before the COVID virus, but like this was just like the worst by far.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Add wound up on top of Miami.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's video. Look, we can. Let's just say that the racist YouTube would have a fucking field day with the videos coming out of Miami. But people like there's like people like in the middle of the street twerking. There's fights everywhere. There's restaurants are closing down because the fights are causing damage. The Clevelander, one of the biggest ones in South Beach, is closing until like March 24th because it's the city is overrun with spring breakers and they're partying so the mayor, this guy, what's his name, fucking Gebler, he issued an 8 p.m. curfew. I mean, 8 p.m. curfew for spring break.
That's not going to work.
Not going to fucking work, right?
That's not going to work.
He also said that they're closing down parts of the causeways that go into Miami to keep the people from getting in there. But there's some images. They're not leaving, so they have to pepper spray 'em.
So many uppers. There's so much cocaine and meth in Miami right now. How could you possibly shut down at 8 p.m.? The people are just going to be bouncing in their hotel rooms, like gyrating, like
right.
Well, also, aren't some bars just gonna like stay open anyways? There's like so many people.
Oh, they're killing their profits. I mean, people that want to party and have a good time and obey by the rules are that's important for their business to be open right now.
What a shit show.
Yeah, it's a shit show.
It's a shit show.
Gelber
Kind of want to be there.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
I mean,
really.
If this is your scene, this is the fucking place to be. Absolutely. It looks like a fucking party. So Gelber also said that Florida is, of course, like you guys were saying, is a hot spot because it opened first. Where the fuck else are people going to go? He also attributed cheap airfare, saying, every time I look up at the sky, I see a big yellow Spirit airplane coming in for a landing. I think to myself, uh-oh. No, he didn't say that last part.
he picked Spirit out. Yeah.
He didn't say the last part, but he did say cheap airfare was a factor, which was interesting. He also blamed DeSantis for saying that Florida was the oasis of freedom. The curfew was supposed to last until Tuesday, but now it's going to stay into effect until April 12th when spring break is officially over.
When all spring breaks are over.
Imagine if you're like lined up to go there next week.
Oh yeah, you're fucking.
You got to shuffle it.
That's what's happening. Reports are that like Fort Lauderdale was calm, but now that Miami's shutting down, everyone's moving.
That's it. Will see. There's so many other places you can go to.
All over Florida.
Go to a different beach in Florida.
Panhandle.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different spots.
Yeah, maybe even if
down to the Keys.
If you got the means, go to the Keys. Exactly.
There you go. Just move it down south a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to Panama City. That was one of the worst times I've ever had in my life.
But I
mean, in a pinch,
they're gonna go.
In a pinch,
they're gonna go.
Yeah, in a pinch, you're gonna go to Panama City, and you are gonna
go to Panama City on spring break. Yeah, right.
So that's that. Well, it's fucking crazy down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully people don't, die from all the nonsense going on, but have fun.
People are just letting loose. All right, like this is gonna be. What do you think? This is going to be the last time we're going to do a story about like people like getting way too crazy right after they finally let loose for the first time?
I mean, if I'm a University of Delaware student and I have to see a review board of my peers because I was drinking 3 beers at a poker game, I'm probably heading to Miami for spring break. All right, guys, we've talked about the worst people
transferred schools.
Speaking of cheap flights, we've talked about the worst people to deal with on flights often on the show. Lots of Spirit Airlines stories and people getting in fights and such. I think I may have found the worst passenger ever, though, and it's United Airlines, United Flight 728 passenger John Yurkovichwho, who you have a picture of, I think. His flight was headed from New Jersey to guess where?
Miami.
Yeah. Luckily, they stopped this guy before he hit the streets of Miami this weekend, where he would have been a crucial part of the shitstorm. Thank God Yurkovich didn't get to those Miami streets, guys. Instead, the flight was rerouted to Charleston, South Carolina, shortly after Yurkovich got up to use the restroom and came back agitated, quote unquote, according to victim number one. That's what we'll call him. I guess what he was upset about was that he didn't have his heavy drugs on him. So he quickly yelled for a glass of water from a flight attendant, like hit the button. He's like, I need some water. And then while she was going to get him the water, he retrieved a bag of pills from his overhead container carry-on, according to victim number one. Shortly after he downed some pills, all hell broke loose. The Yurkovich show started.
Nothing better than seeing a guy frantically going for his pill bag on a flight.
That's a bad sign.
When you're up in the air and you're just stuck in that fucking flying can with them.
Well, especially
usually it just knocks you out. It's just like usually Xanax.
Usually it is people just going for Xanax, and then they're having anxiety, and then they sit down and they just pass out.
But Yurkovich being so mad that he didn't bring his pills to the bathroom is a red flag. Like that's the problem. So shortly after he downed the pills with water, the Yurkovich show started with some classic screaming at the top of his lungs and thrashing around in his seat. So he started just losing his mind in his seat. That's when victim number one tried to calm him down, which was a big mistake, because he got his glasses punched through his face that he was wearing. His glasses broken. The person next to victim number one, so must have been like a 3 wide, and Yurkovich was probably in the aisle, and the victim number one's in the middle. The victim next to the person next to victim number one got punched in the temple as well. So Yurkovich was taking out the whole row. Then someone sitting behind Yurkovich tried to stop him, and he got his nose broken for the efforts. So now 3 guys, the guy behind him, the guy to the right of him, and the guy to the right of him, have gotten their faces punched in by Yurkovich.
Yurkovich is just, look, he's in fight or flight. He's going 100%. You can't go at Yurkovich unless you're also going 100%.
Yes.
Boxer?
I mean, at this point, with broken limbs everywhere, you'd have to assume, like Will said, you have to either hit him with a weapon or like you have.
He's going for blows. Yeah,
like you got to take him out.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't until though Yurkovich bit victim number one's ear clean off. So he must have been a Mike Tyson fan that the other passengers realized they had ears too, and Yurkovich needed to be stopped.
And then you just beat him senseless.
You have to, because you've got a guy with a broken glasses and missing ear. You've got a guy punched unconscious. You got a guy with a broken nose. He's taking the whole plane out. You have to take him out right now. Right?
Dog pile on Yurkovich.
Like it's in fact it got so much the plane versus Yurkovich that after he was punching, breaking noses and biting people's ears off all at 30,000 feet, that they let a medical doctor on board inject him with Benadryl when they subdued him. They were like screaming, they're like, do it now, and they're just like all held him down, and a doctor like went in his bag and got some Benadryl and like a needle and injected this motherfucker to knock him out.
Was it like PCP in there?
Are air marshals just not a thing anymore?
Not on this plane, I guess. It was a doctor with a Benadryl syringe that finally took Yurkovich out while 8 people were holding him down.
Wes, you feel more comfortable with an air marshal out there?
Oh, I always like to, when it first came, I would always try to find him, like everyone did. But
yes.
Obviously this would have been a great scenario for an air marshal to be
I think you would have had to shoot him though.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Well, you got to like really reserve the shots, because I think it causes like a pressurization issue, right?
Sure, but if he's broken 4 people's bones, the air marshal, unless the air marshal's a Gold Glove boxer, he's probably getting taken out too. I mean, Yurkovich
there's
was
so
on
many
one.
people on the plane, you're gonna be able to overpower Yurkovich. The people had to understand what they were working with. They didn't realize how true of a psycho he was until he broke somebody's nose and bit an ear off, and then they're like, "Oh fuck."
He was trying to tell him with the screaming and thrashing. They just weren't listening. Well,
what do you want? Just tell us what you want.
They were all trying to help him. Law enforcement officials met the aircraft upon landing, where they found Yurkovich with his hands tied behind his back at gate A2. The passengers on board and the flight attendants zip tied his hands behind his belt and put a belt around his hands behind his back, whatever. So they double tie. They did everything that they could tie behind him. They did. Mm-hmm. They didn't want him getting out of the handcuffs that they made.
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, they really tied this guy up, and they just left him for the cops, who found a 1.5 gram bag of meth in his pocket. So not only was he doing pills, but he snuck crystal meth
Makes sense.
on the plane in his pocket.
That happens all the time, I'm sure.
So he was bringing a bunch of pills and a bunch of meth to Miami. Good thing they stopped him, because
as you do. I mean, come on, guys. It's Miami.
Yeah. Anyways, it could have been worse in Miami, guys. Yurkovich was stopped before he got to Miami. Just remember that. Let's take it over to a couple ads. All right, guys. Like, you did an excellent job on the stereo signing up. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Supporting our sponsors is huge for us. So please keep that going. And let's face it, taking trips to the post office is not how you want to spend your time, right? And you don't have to do that anymore if you do your mailing and shipping online at stamps.com. And with promo code HARDFACTOR, one word, you get 4 weeks free with stamps.com. So stop what you're doing now and just go ahead and sign up for that. You got 4 free weeks. Stamps.com allows you to mail and ship anytime, anywhere, right from your computer. Send letters, ship packages, and pay a lot less with discounted rates from USPS, UPS, and more. Stamps.com has saved businesses thousands of hours and tons of money, including the Hard Factor business and the Hard Factor boys. We love using Stamps.com. Saving you money and time is pretty good. You will have more time to make other business moves with the extra dough you have. So makes sense, right? Stamps.com brings the services of the U.S. Postal Service and UPS right to your computer. Stamps.com is a must-have for any business, whether you're a small office sending out invoices, an online seller shipping out orders, or even a giant warehouse sending thousands of packages a day. Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. It's that simple. With Stamps.com, you get discounts up to 40% off post office rates and up to 62% off UPS shipping rates. So pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No brainer. If you're
Not
shipping
bad.
stuff, Stamps.com is saving you tons of money, especially with the Hard Factor discount code.
Total no-brainer. Saving you time and money. No wonder why they have more than 1 million businesses using Stamps.com. Stop wasting time going to the post office and go to stamps.com instead. There's no risk with our promo code HARDFACTOR. That's one word. You get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to stamps.com, click on the microphone up at the top of the homepage and type in Hard Factor. That's stamps.com, promo code Hard Factor. Stamps.com, never go to the post office again.
All right. Like Mark said at the top, we really appreciate what you guys have done with Stereo so far. We got a ton of people to sign up. The Hive went into action, and you guys are probably going to pull us through and get us, that sponsorship to stick around, which is really important to us to keep delivering this free content to you guys. So if you haven't yet and you feel like doing us a solid, stereo.com/hardfactormark. Is the link to go sign up and then follow all of us. So stereo.com/hardfactorwill, stereo.com/hardfactorwest, stereo.com/Pat Cassidy, and you'll be notified each time we go live. And Stereo is different than this. It's really loose. It's a fun way to kind of get to know us a little more. We have people come say, like, we don't really, we want to, kind of get to know you guys a little bit more about your, personalities, whatever. It's off the cuff. You guys can control what we talk about. You can ask us questions. Mark and Will did a fantastic show on Friday, which I'm going to play a little clip for you about high school stories, just crazy high school stories. We had a bunch of people call in. It was a lot of fun, and we would love
what's coming soon. College stories, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And we would love all you guys to do that and join in with us, because it's great interaction, and we have a lot of fun with it, and we think you guys will too. So stereo.com/hardfactormark will really help us out. And again, it's free to you guys. Doesn't cost you a thing except for literally 1 minute of your time, and it would be really beneficial for us to keep this train rolling. So thank you once again. And with that, quick, I just wanted to shout out from the Hardo Hive, Tim A. He had a kind of a bad thing happen over the weekend. One of his barns burned down, and he lost a bunch of cattle, which really sucks.
Terrible.
So shout out to you, Tim A. We hope everything is improving up there. Let us know how we can help. And let's move on to the next story, guys. Take this one with a grain of salt. But Fox News is reporting, quote, Fox News confirms Sunday that Border Patrol agents in the Rio Grande Valley sector have begun to process and release illegal border crossers who claim asylum without issuing a notice to appear, allowing them to depart custody without scheduling a court date for a hearing. The unprecedented move places the responsibility of seeking an asylum hearing on the migrants through Immigrations and Customs Enforcement or legal assistance. Multiple Border Patrol agents confirmed the new process to Fox News, revealing that they have been directed to use prosecutorial discretion to forego the hours-long process of paperwork required to issue a notice to appear amid the surge of migrants at the border. Instead, migrants are registered into the system, and biometrical data is taken, and they are then released into the public. So
What does this all mean? Can you dumb that down? Can you summarize that?
It means that they're not going through the normal process where they have to appear before a judge.
Okay.
And they're just basically being it's an honor system now. Because they're so overwhelmed.
Are they being like, you get to go into society, then you come back for a hearing later type
but
thing?
ICE is in charge of you.
No, it's they take their data or whatever information they have on them, and then they are released into the public.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they have to.
The ICE thing is different, right?
ICE thing is different. ICE thing is different.
There's ICE hotels.
You're just saying
ICE thing is different.
Oh, you're just saying ICE is involved in this. Okay.
They ICE is in charge, I guess, of the hearings.
Right.
So, but they have to. It's an honor system now. So instead of them setting a thing and I guess holding them or whatever, they're just being released. Maybe Bubba knows more, but that's what I believe is happening. No,
Bubba said no. Yes.
Okay. So what they said is it's an honor system. It's like they are putting it on the migrants to show up for these hearings on whether or not they, for asylum. And until then,
that'll
they're
go
just
great.
They're
Right.
just
Well,
sounds like
I
an
imagine
awesome
if they don't
policy.
show up, then they're not going to.
No,
then they will be
eventually ICE goes and looks for them, and
Right.
they find them.
Right.
Yes.
But they're already in, so they'll
Yes.
probably never be found.
right. And when this news travels south, you think they might take advantage of that new honor system?
Yeah.
I think so. So that's happening. Also, the Biden administration.
I love breaking honor systems rules. I'm always like, I am not going to break this honor system rule, and I usually do.
Yeah.
The one thing I do have insight on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. One thing I do have insight on is those asylum hearings. When they first got implemented, I was actually working at the district attorney's office in Tuscaloosa. It was like my first time there, so I wasn't in law school yet. I wasn't like a law clerk. I was just like a little stupid intern. And they had a bunch of asylum hearings like on one day of the week, every week throughout the summer. And there would be 2 to 5 ICE officers standing in the courtroom. So like the minute the gavel hit, whether you were denied or approved, they would put you in handcuffs and you were out of there.
Right.
It was the most unbelievable thing. And like, I never saw the room that they whisked these people away to. It was only like a 7-floor courthouse, but they would just whisk these people out of there and they were gone.
Right.
That was some pretty crazy shit.
Yeah. So that actually helps a lot, Bubba. So basically now they have to on their own come back for those hearings, which they may or may not be approved to stay or not. So you think they're going to come back? Probably not.
It's a tough hearing to come back to. I mean, unless you think you're going to get through. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's tough.
It's a tough hearing.
This surely isn't just kicking the can down the road and making the problem even bigger later on. That's not what's happening.
No,
right?
It's going to be so much worse.
This is all they keep doing is keep like putting band-aids on and wait, like delaying an inevitable horrific issue.
Right. They're overwhelmed. So yeah, also the Biden administration awarded $86 million contract to a nonprofit called Hunter Biden's Shell Company. It's called Endeavors to house. No, I'm just kidding. It's a nonprofit called Endeavors to house 1,200 immigrants in hotel rooms.
I read about that one.
Yeah, and ICE, who holds people who enter illegally after the Border Patrol catches them, is said to be transforming its family detention facilities into rapid processing centers with the goal of releasing families within 72 hours because they are overwhelmed. Here are some stats from Axios. The number of migrant families caught crossing the southwest border more than doubled from January and February, from 7,000 to 19,000. And 42% of families were expelled back to Mexico last month, down from 64% in January and 91% in October, according to their data. So apparently under Trump, they would expel unaccompanied minors. Biden doesn't allow that. Probably a good idea. But that's what's happening. It's they're just overwhelmed. They're like Miami police.
They need to all go to the Midwest because that's where you can afford to live, because you can't afford to live in Austin, Texas. I'm sorry. It's not affordable.
Well, they're down on the border.
The border towns maybe are affordable, but you need to they need to pick and choose where they go. I can promise you Austin is
they're
not
down.
a great
They're down
spot.
on the border. It's almost like they should have had a plan for this before reversing all the policies that caused the flood of migrants. But that would be a perfect world, I guess.
I mean,
you'd plan for the things you're going to do.
It's it's like sounds like basically what they're doing is the balloon is popping and they're just letting out a little bit of water in the form of people.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, there's just a lot of people coming through. It's just hard. It's hard to. There's really no good way to deal with it. Really.
Right. They're attempting to deal with it later.
But most of I've seen there's a lot of videos being released about the migrants. They're like, well, we came because Biden said he'd let us in.
Yeah.
And so, there it is.
It's true. And now they're going to get word that they're just not doing the normal, like it's the honor system now. So
now it's like, okay, I guess it really was true.
I will say if you go through the motions, and I don't know the motions, I don't know much. I'm just ill-informed about the border stuff. But if you go through the right motions, you probably will get through, because I guarantee you not a lot of people are going back to those trials. So like if you do it on the right up and up, you probably will get through. I would think, but I don't know. I don't know how they do those hearings.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Momentarily. I'm sure he'll be back. Before we get to the last story today, this episode is also brought to you by Caliper CBD. Let me ask you something. Could you use some stress relief in your life? More calmness, pain relief, and easier sleep? You know, those are some pretty good things.
Always.
Yeah. Yes. If so, you're like a lot of actually not a lot, every other human being on planet Earth who could benefit from longtime Hard Factor sponsor Caliper CBD. What's great about CBD is that it helps you feel better without making drastic changes in your routine, especially Caliper. It's very convenient. Anytime I need a little chill out, I just reach for a 20 milligram packet of Caliper CBD, pour it into any drink or food that I'm cooking because it's tasteless, and I'm chilled out 10 minutes every time. This past January, Colorado State University published the first peer-reviewed study to compare how different CBD products on the market are absorbed and processed by the body. Caliper CBD was found to deliver 30 times more CBD than CBD oil in the first 30 minutes after taking it. It's an unbeatable CBD product. There's literally none better on the market. It's the best I've ever tried.
It is fabulous.
Yeah. Really delicious. I mean, tasteless. So it's delicious because whatever you're eating is delicious. It doesn't alter the taste. Put it in your protein shake, your coffee, plain old water, mocktails, or baked goods. With Caliper CBD, the options are limitless and the individual packets are very convenient. THC-free, non-GMO, boxes of 30 or 60. It's the best CBD out there, bar none, period. And we're also going to be doing a video ad with Caliper CBD very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. They are true supporters of the Hardo Hive, so please support them back with your CBD needs. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
If Yurkovich had just put a pack of Caliper in the water that the flight attendant gave him instead of all those pills, everyone's nose and ears would have been fine on that flight.
Would have solved everything. Caliper
Perfect.
CBD.
Yeah.
Solving problems, big problems.
That's on Yurkovich. Okay, guys. So it turns out the HBO television show Westworld, based on the 1970s Michael Crichton movie and loosely on his book that he made a movie about called Westworld or whatever, had it completely right. That's because experts in the sex doll industry say that within the next 10 years, we will have android dolls that can walk, talk. That's not yet on that one, Bubba. They can walk, talk, feel sensations as well as emotions. So they're just like almost humans.
Yeah, and that's in 10 years within
the next 10
a decade
years from today. Yeah. Within a decade, you'll have like human sex dolls that walk around and are like, "How was your day today, John? Don't you want to fuck me in the ass?
Yeah, I've been a bad girl."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people are gonna be dating robots. Dude,
stop ignoring me. This ass isn't gonna fuck itself. Stop playing Fortnite.
Look, this isn't new. This isn't like we've been saying this. People, I mean, now that they're saying like it's actually gonna be here, it tickles your brain a little bit more. But we've been saying people will be dating robots.
They put
soon.
a date on it. Yeah, no, they'll be marrying them. Real Doll confirmed to fans on its site that it is working on dolls that can walk on their own as well as have a more realistic voice. Apparently, the dolls' voices in this generation are pretty robotic, and that was like one of the number one things that these nerds are like, "Can you make the voice a little bit less robotic?"
Gotta be realistic. Give me a real girl.
Yeah.
Look, I saw that virginity is also a sky high too, like as high as it's ever been.
Well,
Like
it's gonna
male
get higher,
virginity.
bud. It's gonna get higher,
in the
bud. With these dolls.
Watch out.
Unless doll fucking counts. It's
No,
gonna get
it's
higher.
gonna. There's
Yeah.
gonna be two categories. There'll be guys that fuck dolls and then
Yeah.
virgins, but they're like the Venn diagram is also obviously the same, right? I mean, well, maybe you're gonna try real girls and you'll get disappointed and you just go to dolls. I mean, who knows? Maybe what are girls gonna be doing? Are these dolls going to have semen that could impregnate somebody?
No, they're going to become lesbians, all of
These
them.
dolls are not going to disappoint. Brick Dollbanger.
Gonna have to.
You hear this name? Brick Dollbanger, a real doll representative that is having the time of his life getting paid to fuck dolls and is so happy with the situation that he goes by Brick Dollbanger, said that the next generation of AI sex robots will also have sensors in their erogenous zones that respond to human touch. So like when you grab a breast, it's like, oh, and then like, you know, same with vagina and stuff.
Right.
If you touch it on the hip, it's
no.
not quite the same as if you touch it on the thigh.
Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, he said the AI will know what you're doing to her body and will respond accordingly. I predict this will be a major breakthrough in synthetic sexual companionship. Now, if you'll excuse me, my stuffed crust pizza is about to arrive, and it takes me about 5 minutes to psych myself up for human interaction. So, goodbye.
Ooh.
Brick Dollbanger. Love the lockdown, that guy. He's gonna gets to try him out first.
Nothing's going to get done in about 10 years.
Yeah.
Going to be half-built buildings.
Well,
Lawns are going to be 10 feet high.
You're gonna like see someone like walking across, like a silhouette walking across the thing. You're like, oh, I thought no one was home. Like
It's gonna ruin a lot.
It's gonna confuse home invaders.
It's gonna ruin a lot of marriages.
Confuse everything. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I believe them. The dolls are already pretty advanced. But if you want to put up a picture of the one that we have, this is a Harmony Real Doll customizable sex robot by Abyss Creations at the 2020 AVN Adult Entertainment Expo. And if they could get from PS1 to PS4 quality in 10 years, I'm pretty sure they can get from this doll to what they're talking about. You can see in the picture, there's a guy on the side that's like, yeah, I'd fuck that. Yeah.
Oh, he's getting ready to steal it, is what he's...
He's definitely thinking about fucking that thing. So imagine just much better
God.
than that.
Holy moly!
You know,
what are you so worried about?
Me? First of all,
he's worried about getting divorced. He's worried about dying alone with his robot doll. That's what he's worried about.
Well, listen, it is nice to know I've got a fallback plan, but
yeah, right.
But I mean, my son's almost 11. I mean, this shit is gonna he's right.
Him.
He's right. It's right in his wheelhouse right now.
That's gonna be interesting for him. Like, what about bachelor parties? What if they're good? What if they're good house sitters too? Can you program
the robot
program them to take care of your pets?
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they can walk and talk and they have emotions, can you program them to like feed your pets or do the?
Well, yeah. I
cat
mean,
litter if you don't have
isn't
time?
that going to be? You're going to have a robot butler. That's what I'm saying.
That would pay for itself, right? Like if you got a pet sitter,
right? And it does your laundry.
It can go get the mail.
Look, this is a problem. It's going to
Yeah.
replace humans.
It's like coming onto the mailman.
That's what I'm saying. If they could figure out how to have these things help you have kids, there would be people would just date these. They wouldn't date a human.
The bigger picture here is they're going to replace humans with these
They're
things.
going to replace actual humans just because they'll be better. Like imagine if you never had to sleep and you could just do chores all day, and it would. Yeah, I mean, it would be. It's going to be better than a real human.
I'm interested to see which one of the hosts at Hard Factor gets the doll first, and that's going to do it.
Well, the unmarried one currently, but yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for dolls in all your closets whenever I come visit. What's in that room?
Mm-hmm. I'll just introduce you to her.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to. It's gonna be way better if you just rip the Band-Aid off. That's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Again, thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. It means the world to us. It lets us keep doing the show. Leave us a 5-star review. We'll read those on Fridays. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play those on Wednesdays at 512-270-1480. Anything you do with interaction with us online fucks with the algorithms and gets us into the ears of new people. Like, for example, Instagram, with our new system, we used to reach 100,000 accounts in a 7-day look back, and now we're reaching well over 250,000. So that's new people that get to experience us, and then they get to listen to the show, and it helps grow us. So any sort of likes, retweets, all that stuff, we greatly appreciate it. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.